Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my Never Say Never luxury collection. So this video is actually inspired by Minnie from Minx for All. I'm sure a lot of you are really familiar with Minnie's channel. She's one of the original luxury YouTubers, so I've been watching her for a really long time and I really enjoy her personality and her opinions on things. She's very helpful. So this video idea I have to credit Minnie for. So Minnie did her video a few days ago. I watched that video, really enjoyed it, so I thought I should do my own take on this. So these are the items that you thought you'd never buy because of certain reasons, but these things ended up really growing on you and now they form really essential parts of your collection. So I've got 5 luxury items to share with you that I thought I'd never buy, but here I am with all of them and now I'm really enjoying them and loving them. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoy luxury and fashion videos and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then I'd love it if you hit that red subscribe button. And I'm doing a lot more videos recently because I am home a lot more. So if you want to be notified every single time that I upload a new video, which should be a lot more frequent than before, then make sure you hit the bell button as well so you don't end up missing any of my videos. That would mean so much to me because I'm putting a lot more hours into my channel than ever before, and that will really help my channel out. So with that out of the way, let's get started with the very first item. The first luxury item that I thought I'd never buy, but I ended up buying and I'm really loving it, is none other than my Hermes Birkin bag. I'm sure you all guessed it. My particular bag is in the size 30 in color black with palladium hardware, and the leather is a new leather from Hermes from 2018, I believe. It's called Vuitton. If you are familiar with Hermes leathers, it is a smooth type leather with no visible graining, and it is very similar to the Swift leather that they do, but I believe that the Vuitton is a little bit sturdier, so it's supposed to not lose its structure as easily as a Swift bag. So my story with this Birkin is that I did end up scoring this in Paris last year while I was there with my bestie. I do have a video on how I scored this beauty on my channel, but going back to say 2011-2012, when I started collecting designer handbags, I started with some Louis Vuitton bags and then I got into Chanel bags, and I always thought to myself for most of that handbag journey that I will probably never feel comfortable enough to spend that kind of money on an Hermes Birkin or Kelly bag. And initially back in the day when I started collecting handbags, I was quite young and I used to think the Birkin and the Kelly bags, they look a little bit old lady-like in my opinion because I was very young. But over the years I've really grown to like the Birkin and the Kelly bags, and I really started appreciating the craftsmanship that went into one of these Hermes bags. But even then I always thought the amount of money that you have to spend to get one of these bags is probably not worth it. Not to mention to even be offered a bag from one of the Hermes boutiques, whether it be in Paris or here in Sydney, just seemed really impossible. So I wasn't going to jump through all those hoops to score one of these bags for the amount of money that they cost, and I really didn't want to get it from the resale market and pay a hefty premium. Then over the years, other luxury houses started really increasing their prices, so especially Chanel. I do love Chanel classic bags and I do own a few of them, and over the years I've realized the prices of their classic bags have gotten to a point where they were getting closer to 10,000 Australian dollars, and so the price difference between a Birkin and the Chanel classic bags became a lot smaller than what they used to be. And especially if you can get a Birkin from Paris, the prices are much better there. So if you actually end up being able to get a Birkin in Paris, then you're literally only paying $1,000 or $2,000 more than if you got a Chanel classic flat bag here in Australia. So when I did that little price comparison last year and I already had the trip planned for Paris, I thought, you know what, I should give it a go. And I've heard that the process isn't easy to be offered one of these bags in Paris because there are a lot of tourists and locals that do want one of these bags. But I thought, you know what, it doesn't hurt to try. So I'm gonna give it a go, especially because I was with my bestie who was looking for a Birkin bag as well. So long story short, we both ended up with a Birkin. Oh, and I wanted to show you the bag insert that I'm using for the Birkin. I definitely recommend using a bag insert for your investment because these bags aren't cheap and you want to keep the shape of the bag as well as keep the interior of your bag pristine. So if anything spills or scratches, it'll only happen on the insert rather than on the bag lining itself. So my bag insert, if you can see, is actually from a company called 7 Rue Paradis or 7RP. I'm going to take it out to show you. It is the best bag insert On the market, it is made of a really luxurious material called Alcantara, which is used for the interior of luxury cars. The shape is perfectly adapted to your Hermes bag, so they do make these inserts for Hermes Birkins, Kellys, Evelyns, and a few other bags as well, and for all different sizes, and you can choose different colors. I just went tonal with my bag because it is a black bag. This is a graphite, and I first came across these inserts on Mel in Melbourne's channel. She recommends this insert for any Hermes bags, and she's tried out a lot of inserts because she's got a great selection of Hermes bags. And after all of the bag inserts that she tried out, she definitely recommends the 7RP ones. So as soon as I bought my Birkin, I came home and I immediately put in an order for this one. I've been very happy with it. It is perfectly made to be adapted perfectly inside of your bag, so it doesn't end up leaving bulges on the bag. Now, these inserts aren't cheap, but in my opinion, worth every dollar, because first of all, you are getting something that is going to protect your investment, which is your very expensive Hermes bag. So you don't want anything other than the best inside of your investment bag. And secondly, I actually had a look at a lot of the other options because I was also a little bit hesitant on spending this much money on a insert. So I looked at a lot of the other felt organizer companies, and I just wasn't happy with the shape and the materials and everything that I came across. And I also even checked out the Hermes bag insert that they do, called the 4B. Those bag inserts just seem so flimsy, and it just seemed like not a very good fit for the bag. So I definitely recommend this. And I did reach out to the 7RP team about a month ago asking them, I'm going to feature your insert that I purchased myself last year. They didn't even know me, but I asked them, I have a YouTube channel and I want to recommend this to my viewers, but your inserts are quite pricey and I'd love it if you considered giving me a discount code that I can share with my followers. So they kindly gave me 2 coupon codes, so you can get 30 euros off of one insert with the code 7RPX Isabelle 30. It's not case sensitive, and you can get a better deal if you have 2 or more Hermes bags in your collection. Then you can get 2 of these inserts and get 70 euros off with my code 7RPX Isabelle 70. That is a really good deal because 30 euros is about 60 Australian dollars now. So I'd be so happy to save $60 on a really well-made quality item that I'm gonna have for a really long time, that is going to protect the shape and the interior of my Birkin bag. So yeah, you guys know that I purchased this with my own money, but I just reached out and they were just so fabulous and kind to provide a coupon code for you. So I just really wanted to quickly share that with you. So if you've been on the fence about investing in one of these inserts, I wholeheartedly say I've been really impressed with the quality. You can just see it as soon as you open it up, and you can just see how well made it is and what a quality material it is made out of. And not to mention, I really trust Mel's opinions on things because she's like the luxury guru. So I was definitely sold as soon as I heard it from her channel. So yeah, definitely check it out. And on that note, let's move on to the next item. Now, the next item might come as a shock to a lot of you guys because I have so many of these now and I absolutely love them so much, but it is the Valentino Rockstar heels. You guys know I've got a pretty good collection of these heels now. I've got 5 or 6 pairs of Valentino Rockstars now, and I always rave about how fabulous these shoes are and how comfortable they are. But let me tell you, before I invested in the first pair, I've been skeptical about it for the longest time. So initially when they came out and a lot of bloggers were wearing them and featuring them on Instagram and that, I always thought that looks really scary with all the rock stars and they look really trendy. So after a season or 2, no one's gonna really wear them anymore and everyone's gonna be over it. So for the first couple of years after they were released, I always thought, you know what, those Rockstar shoes are, they're just gonna be trend items that are gonna be gone and they look a little bit too full on. But season after season, they really stood the test of time and they really started growing on me. And one day I went out to David Jones here in Sydney and I saw a lady trying these on in the store. And when I saw the shoes on, I actually really fell in love with them. As soon as I saw them on someone trying them on, I thought they look really fabulous. And there's something about these rock stars, they're not tacky. They just looked so chic. And as soon as I tried them on, I realized they're really comfortable. So these particular ones are 10 centimeters in heel height, which is quite high. And I'm not very good at walking in heels. So I ended up buying these, and I bought a couple of pairs in the kitten heel height, and now I've got a whole collection of them. But for a good 2 years, I thought I'm never gonna buy Valentino Rockstar shoes, and now look where I've ended up. I am loving them, and I own so many pairs. While we are on the subject of shoes, let's just talk about the next item as well. And they are these Chanel slingbacks. I've said on my channel before, when I was unboxing one of the other Chanel heels, I mentioned these and I said, you know what? Those slingbacks, I see them everywhere, but they look a bit grandma-y. I did say that in one of my videos, and I said I'm not gonna buy them. And to add to that, I was never actually able to try these on because they were always sold out for the first year or two after they were released because they were so popular. And one day I was in Chanel and my sales associate told me these slingbacks are really popular and they're never in stock, but we've got your size. Do you want to try them on? And I said to her, oh, they look a bit grandma-y. I'm not really sure about them. Anyway, I was like, well, might as well because they're really difficult to get. And if you're saying that, you know, they're in stock, I should just try them. So I tried them on, and what I was really impressed by is that when I put my feet in them, the feet looked so pretty and feminine and narrow and everything. They just looked so good in these shoes. So apparently, Coco Chanel made sure all of her ballet flats and all of her shoes will cover a lot of the toe cleavage. So to give the feet the illusion of being more narrow and more feminine, when I put my feet in, and my feet aren't really narrow, they're, if anything, a little bit on the wide side. So sometimes when I don't wear the right kind of shoes, they look really ugly. But as soon as I saw my feet in these shoes, I was really impressed because they really looked flattering on my feet. And not to mention, I do love lower block heels. These aren't even really low. They're a good 6 or 7 centimeters, so they do definitely give me a height boost. But being a block heel and not being like a really crazy high 10 or 12 centimeters, I can actually walk in them pretty comfortably. Also, I don't have to worry about the thin heels getting stuck in the holes in the road. So they're pretty carefree and very classic. I don't see them going out of fashion anytime soon. So definitely worth the investment. But I used to say, I am never gonna buy those grandma shoes for the longest time. But as soon as I tried them on, I caved, and now I just love them. Next on my list is the Louis Vuitton toiletry pouch in the monogram in the size 26. This pouch is so infamous for being really difficult to get your hands on. Again, for the longest time, I was thinking, why are people all over this monogram pouch? It's nothing special. People are always talking about how difficult it is to get one, and if you were to get it from secondhand market or a resale market, you do need to pay a pretty big premium on them. So yeah, I never really understood, and even when I saw bloggers on Instagram carrying it as a clutch and whatnot with their outfits, I just really didn't see the reason why this was just such a favorite. And then somewhere around 2 years ago, I started really appreciating travel pieces from Louis Vuitton. Although lately, I'm not the biggest fan of monogram in bags because I feel like they're too logo-y, too loud, too in your face. I just really started loving monogram pieces and their luggage, but I wasn't really gonna drop $3,000-$4,000 on a luggage piece like one of their suitcases, or even $2,000 on a key pole, because I feel like when I'm traveling, I prefer to be a little bit more understated than to sort of advertise to the world, I'm carrying a Louis Vuitton luggage, come rob me. I don't know, I might just be crazy. But when I started really liking their luggage pieces, I thought, you know what, I'm probably not comfortable enough to carry around a whole bag or, you know, rolling suitcase in the monogram, but I do really want something from the travel range. So then I bought a cosmetic pouch, and then I thought, you know what, for the price point that the toiletry pouch is, I do actually like it, and I should actually try and get one because it is still technically a travel piece, although a lot of people use it as a small leather good, as a pouch inside your bags, or a lot of people also use it as a clutch bag, but technically it is a travel piece. So I asked one of my sales associates at the Rocks boutique, and she said, I'll keep an eye out for you, but it's not easy. But literally 2 weeks later, she found me one, and I went in to grab it immediately. And yeah, I've really been loving it ever since. So this was one of those items that I said I don't get it and I'm never gonna buy it. It's like so hyped up, and it really quickly turned into a favorite. And then the very last item is this Hermes Rodeo charm. I haven't shown this on my channel yet. I actually picked up two. So there's another one in here as well, which I'll show you in a minute. So I picked these up about 3 weeks ago before this whole crazy pandemic thing locked us all down, and the Hermes boutiques here in Sydney were still business as usual. Anyway, I was never into these horse charms. A lot of people were really obsessed with them. Again, they're very difficult to get in store because they come by quite rarely, although it seems to be a little bit easier to grab them lately than what they used to be. And also I knew that this all black combination was really difficult to get, and I never really got the hype of it. Even when I ended up picking up my Birkin, I never really thought to grab a rodeo charm for it because, to be honest, I actually used to think that they look really tacky, and I like the Birkin and Kelly bags as they were with no decorations on them. Even twillies. I wasn't a big fan of having twillies around the handles, but the reason why I got some twillies for my bags is just to protect the handles so that they don't end up wearing out quickly. But with the rodeo charm, I thought, you know what, they look so funny. Like having a horse hanging off of your bag, that looks really funny, and it looks tacky, especially in the different colors. I just didn't like it for the longest time. And then my lovely sales associate was like, do you want a rodeo for your bags? After I picked up my Kelly earlier this year. And I said, oh, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of rodeos. And he's like, why not? They're really, really cute. And he said, they're really hard to get, but I can put your name on the list and, you know, I can get you the color that you want. And then I kind of thought, okay, well, I'll put my name down. It'll probably never come that quickly. And if they do end up coming soon, but if I'm still not sure, I can always say no. But about a month after I put my name down, this rodeo charm came. And also, another one that I put down as a color preference came as well. So I'm going to show you. It's in the box because I haven't really used it because I don't really have a bag that this color works for at the moment. So this is a new color as well. It is in the cray, which is my favorite color. I'd love a bag in cray still, but yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. And then this is, I think, craft or something, and sesame. Not sure of all the colors. If any of you are familiar with Hermes colors, comment below and enlighten us. Anyway, so when these two came, they actually came at the same time. My sales associate emailed me and said, come in and check them out. As soon as I saw them in person and touched them, they're made out of Napa leather, which is really, really, really soft. And he actually put this on my Birkin, and I actually really fell in love with it because, to be honest, when I didn't like them, I actually hadn't seen them in person. I only saw them on Instagram photos or on YouTube videos, and I made the judgment I don't like them. But as soon as I saw them in person and felt the leather, I just loved them. So I ended up buying the both of them. And I even said to my sales associate, yeah, this cray one, it doesn't really work with either of my bags in my collection at the moment, but if you find a neutral bag, like a warm neutral bag that this will work with, yeah, I can always, you know, hang this off my future bags. And that was my subtle way of saying, yeah, like in the future, if you want to offer me a bag, that'd be really, really great. But even he agreed. He's like, yeah, this will work with any of the warm neutral colors. And yeah, I'm sure you'll get more bags in the future. I do actually still want a warm neutral in my collection, which will be my next selection. Anyway, I'm not really holding my breath on it because these Hermes bags are really pop out of the blue kind of thing. So I'm not really hanging for it, but I did sort of mention that, and even my sales associate actually said, yeah, well, we can see what bags you get next, sort of thing. So he knows that I'm looking for a warm neutral bag next. So we'll see what eventuates at some point in the future. But I just want to show you the black one on my black Birkin because I love that all black look. So here it is. This is what the black rodeo looks like on my black Birkin. Isn't it so chic? It literally made me realize this whole rodeo thing doesn't have to be techie. I just think that this is such a chic look. It's kind of there, but it's kind of not there. You have to look closely to see what it is, and that's how my essay put it. And I was like, yeah, I actually really like that. So I'll take it, thank you very much. And I'll also take the other one. So that is what happened to me with the rodeos. And I can definitely see myself getting more in my collection in the future. So there were the 5 things that I thought I'd never buy, but ended up buying and loving. Don't forget to share your items as well if you've got any like that. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave some sort of light entertainment through your day. If you did like it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It will really help me out. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending some of your precious time with me today, and I can't wait to see you again soon in my next video. Bye guys!